All right, here we are. Grace for the Journey, holiday episode, end of year edition, December. Like, could you believe we are already to the end of 2025? And I'm so grateful that I made it here. So grateful that you made it here, despite all the things that happen, all the craziness, all the things, all of it that happens. And sometimes at the end of the year, it's good to take some time to reflect and to spend time and just to plan for the next year and just take some time for yourself, right? But let's be real, December can be pretty loud, pretty crazy. All the family gatherings you kind of want to avoid, the ones you maybe want to go to, and all the things that's happening. So, we're going to talk about it today. We have a simple message today, just talking about just be kind, like not fake kind, not polite, like be kind to people during this season. So, hi everyone, I'm Sharonda, and welcome to Grace for the Journey. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're joining us at the end of the year. God has kept us through another year, and we've made it to the end. And if you've been here for a while, welcome back. Glad to have you. So, yeah, I feel like many people have been brought up with manners, and most people are out there not wanting to be evil, but I just want to remind us during this episode that December and the holiday season is not always cheery for everyone. I love this season. Um, the weather changes, everything's all cozy, the decorations come out, the music, the lights, all the things, all the traditions of this time of year. And, the traditions that you set for your family, the traditions that have been there for a long time, the new ones that you're doing. It's a really festive season, and it's a time also when most people who don't normally give, maybe they start giving, and who are usually busy, sometimes maybe they take some time to just spend with their family. And, it's a reflection time. And for most people, it's a happy time, right? It's a very happy season. Unfortunately, there are many people out there carrying things that are extremely heavy, things that you may not even understand, things that if you stay in your own bubble may just it's just like foreign to you, right? And you may not necessarily need to understand everything that someone else is going through. You may not be able to even do anything for their situation, then hold space in your heart, right? But I just want to remind us to be kind, like actually kind. While this is a festive season, it could also be a little catty, the holiday parties and having to do the Christmas photos and all the things that maybe you want to show on social media and just all of that stuff. And so there are some people that maybe that's what they want to do. Maybe they want to spend time with their family. Maybe they want to go to a holiday event, and maybe they just can't. Maybe their family, maybe they're estranged from their family, or they had lost a loved one. Maybe they can't go to the work party because they just lost their job. There's just so many different scenarios. And when we see someone smiling, not all the time that it's a real smile. Not all the time we see someone show up, that means that everything is all kosher and they're all good, like they're just good. People are carrying heavy things, and some are pretending and not reaching out for help, but this episode is not about that. But some are carrying it well, but there's still a lot of hurt and there's still a lot of things going on. So, they tell you to give and give to those that don't have, and that's perfectly fine. This platform is just not for that today. I just really want to talk about us not causing stress for somebody that might already be stressed out. What can we do during this season to make people's life easier? To make this season that may be heavy for somebody, to make it a little lighter. Some people are literally walking around with money stress, family issues, marital challenges, maybe their kids, they're dealing with challenges with their kids. health issues. There's so much things that could affect the way people's normal lives or what their normalcy. There's so many things that could affect the way people are living and affect their experiences and affect their holiday season. And what are you willing to do to make it a little easier for them? So, what if you could be that person that just makes it easier for another person to breathe? Maybe that means that you're sensitive to the conversation and notice that there's a shift that happened at the dining room table. Maybe that may mean for you that at the dinner table, if you notice that someone has gone quiet because maybe of a particular topic or something that was said, maybe you're the one to change that topic. Maybe you're the one to not ask for so much details if you notice a slight shift in their body language when you're talking about something. Maybe you don't take their responses or their actions or their not smiling personal. You know, a lot of times that when somebody is doing something or they respond a particular way, if you say hi and they don't answer you, or it feels like they answer you with an attitude, we're humans. So we feel like, oh, why are they talking to me like that? Why are they doing that to me? So maybe this season you give people a little grace and know that it's really not all about us. It's not all about you. There may be something actually underlying that's going on, and don't take it personal. Try not to take it personal this season. Can you be the person that reaches out to somebody that is going through something, and be specific? Sometimes when people are going through some heavy things, you may want to say, let me know if you need anything. Honestly, when you're like in it, you really don't even know what you need. And I did that to somebody recently. And then I caught myself and I went back and I'm like, actually, this is what I meant. Let me clarify. That was a bit vague. Because when you're really stressed, I don't know if you guys have been in situations like that, when you're like, I need something, I don't know what I need, but when the person says it and maybe they offer certain suggestions, then yes, you can do that for me. I need that. So based on your capacity, there's always boundaries, right? Based on your capacity, if you know someone is actually going through a tough time, no matter what that may be, what can you do to help them? And reach out and be specific. Can you be that person to be like, hey, I know you're going through a really tough time right now, but would you like to come over for Christmas dinner? Or can I bring you guys over something? Or I have these tickets that I want to give you and gift to your family for this particular game or this particular concert. Something like that. What is in your capacity to do to just make somebody feel a little lighter? I was talking with a friend the other day and I was like, when people go through situations, the situations that you actually cannot fix, there's nothing that you can do to fix the situation that they're going through. However, are we ever just going through one thing? I promise you, everyone is going through multiple things. So maybe you can't fix that situation, the big thing, but you can help and make the other little things a little easier. Maybe there's something that you can do to take off their plate, something that you can do to take out of their mind so that they can, not have so much going on. And sometimes it is really the little things that count, because little problems and little problems and little problems pile up to a big one. So if you can't fix the massive, but you can take these little steps here, it still makes life so much easier, and it can make the holidays so much more enjoyable for a person or for a family. Let's also be mindful that not everybody loves the holidays. Not everybody enjoys the holidays. And that's okay. We don't have to force our beliefs into them. We don't have to force tradition. You don't have to force your tradition into another person. If a person doesn't celebrate any part of the holiday, that's totally fine. Maybe they had an experience that causes them to want to stay away. And we have to be okay with people being different from us and different from each other. So you could have two people experience two similar situations, and they approach it different. An example I'll give, imagine two people, they both lost their mom, and one has decided that my mom loved Christmas. And because my mom loved Christmas and she always did this and always did these things and cooked this meal and baked this thing, Christmas, we're going to honor her every Christmas. And Christmas becomes a big deal to this person because it was a big deal to their mom, and that's their way. And then you have the other person, whether they're still grieving or not grieving, they just choose to, you know what? This just is too hard around this time. And I was never a really big Christmas fan anyway. And my mom was the one that made a big deal about it. And she's not here right now. So what's the big deal? I don't really have to do anything. It's just another day for me. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're broken. That's just their way of doing life. And that's okay. You know, some people celebrate some holidays and some people don't. Some people give gifts and some people don't. I remember I met this lady one time and she was saying that she believes that Christmas is about Jesus' birth, right? And of course, we know he wasn't actually born on that day. And there, I'm not getting into all of that, but this is the day that was chosen to celebrate it, right? So she believes that this is about him. So she doesn't give her children gifts on that day. She gives them gifts on their own birthday, and she goes above and beyond. So their own birthday is their Christmas. And that's her way of doing life. And we have to be okay sometime with people are not going to do life the way we do life. And that's okay. Everyone has a different experience. Everyone has a different journey. Everyone has different reasons. Let's not think everyone has to be like us and everyone has to do it a particular way. Give people some grace. Give people some space. I mean, and mind your business too, right? It's okay. It's okay. So don't be the person to like force the mood. I'm a person that is big on gratitude and big on attitude when you're going through something. I do believe that, you should be grateful because there's always something to be grateful for, but it's not my job to force that on everybody else, because everyone will get there in their own time. And to be honest, there's some situations where it takes me forever to get to that point. Some situations I've conquered where this one, I got this in the bag, I'm fine. I know this problem will get resolved, so I'll just go and I'll enjoy this family dinner, family gathering kind of thing. And there's some, leave me alone for a bit because I am not there quite yet, So don't force the mood on people. No pressure. Just instead of being like, hey, it's Christmas, it's holiday time, listen to music, dance, just be like, hey, this opportunity is here to do this. Like, I want to go out with you, or I want to take you here, or I wish you would come with me here, or invite them to your family dinner, but no pressure. I totally understand if you prefer to be alone for a while, because there's a difference between, they're straight going through, like, you see signs of depression and all that different stuff. That's a whole different ballgame. But when someone just wants their space, it's okay. It's okay, because the holidays could really, really, really be overwhelming. Just the noise, actual noise, like walk through a mall and tell me if introverts are not about to go get overwhelmed during the holidays. So sometimes all of it could just be a lot. It could be a bit much. So give people their space, give people grace, and take the pressure off. So yeah, I just wanted to remind us of that. And so if you want to be kind, we kind of struggle with it. Remember, it is a fruit of the spirit. So it is something that we actually can grow in. There are ways that we can grow to be kind. Some people aren't naturally kind, and that's fine too. Maybe you weren't taught it in your home. Maybe you didn't see it growing up and you have a reason to not be so kind. Or maybe you've been taught that, or drilled that people should not be victims and should not be a certain way because of what they've been through, or maybe you're able to overcome it for whatever reason. So there are reasons that there are some people that are not necessarily kind, if I put it that way, but they can grow in it. We can definitely grow in kindness. So I give a few suggestions, but it's going to be a personal thing, because the people around you, the people around you, you know what they're going through. For the ones that you don't know, just smile. A smile alone can make somebody feel a little better. A hello, a greeting, are you going to pay it forward? Do you want to like pay for someone's coffee? That kind of thing. Just chatting somebody up on a grocery line. Maybe nobody's talked to them in a long time. So it could be the simple things like that. But the ones that are close to you that you know what they're going through, there may be some things that you can do to actually make a dent into what they're going through, and to lighten the air and just make them breathe a little easier. So just be intentional about that. I can't really give advice to that because that's a personal thing, but just sit and really think about, what could I do in my capacity that could help this person, that's not just general and not just so vague and not cookie cutter, but that is actually helpful towards them this season. So that's all I got for you today. Such a wonderful time though. Such a wonderful time just to be able to spend with family if you can, spend with friends that have turned family if you can, just to be able to reflect. And, when other people are nicer, because they do get nicer during this time, it makes you feel nicer. So it'd be good if people just could be nice all throughout the year, kind of thing. But yeah, enjoy this time. Enjoy this time with your family. Like I said, life is so short. So if you do have your family still here with you, please enjoy them as much as possible. If you have friends, if you have colleagues, whoever, if you have people that you can enjoy this time with, please do. And if unfortunately you do not, I may not understand exactly what you're going through, but my prayer is that God will give you the grace and whatever you need to get through this season. And I pray that there will be somebody that shows up for you. They may not be a blood relative. They may not even be somebody you know yet, but that God will send destiny helpers and somebody to just lift you up during this season and just to make you feel a whole lot better and a whole lot lighter, and to remind you that there's still good people out there. And I just pray that He will help you get through this tough time, and that if you're somebody that may not even have hope right now, that He will rekindle that hope in you, and that you will have a purpose, you will find a purpose or find a reason, even if it's a very small reason, to keep going and keep fighting and keep pushing. All right, so you guys take care. Love you all. Bye for now, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful holiday season.